If you're self-employed or a small business owner, there's one thing that catches almost everyone off guard, and that's paying those estimated quarterly taxes. And if you're saying, I'll deal with taxes in April, that mindset could cost you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Joe, a licensed certified public accountant with over 15 years experience in corporate and public accounting. I have an extensive background in accounting, audit, and taxes, and I'm all about helping you take control of your money by living smarter. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on all notifications. And check out the blog site where we post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today, I'm going to break down exactly how to estimate quarterly taxes work in simple step by step ways, so you always know what to set aside and when to pay it. Let's get into it. Let's start with what are quarterly taxes? Quarterly taxes are the prepayment of your annual tax bill. Instead of paying everything in April, the IRS wants you to pay throughout the year. These payments cover things such as income tax, self employment tax, and sometimes state tax. And yes, if you're self employed, you're responsible for both the employee and employer portion of taxes. Let's talk about step one, estimating your income. In this step, you're going to want to start with your expected yearly income. If you make $5,000 per month, for example, that's about $60,000 per year. Don't overthink it. Just be realistic based on your current trends. One of the things I often tell my clients is use those monthly averages. It's always good to look back at what you maybe previously done and maybe add on a 10% cushion. You want to be conservative with your estimates. If you don't have good estimates, then you might underpay on your quarterly taxes, and we don't want to do that. So be sure to include all business revenue, use monthly averages, and even look at your prior year to see what you did in the prior year. But the biggest thing is to make sure you're being conservative with your estimates. Step two is subtracting those business expenses. Now, in this step two, we're going to subtract those business expenses. These are those expenses that are ordinary and necessary in your business, from software and supplies to equipment and marketing. And this is going to give us our net income. We're basically going to take that estimated revenue, subtract it from our expenses, and that's going to give us our net income. And that net income number is really important because that's what our taxes are going to be based on. So remember, you want to give yourself a conservative but good estimate on what you think your expenses are going to be. A rule of thumb is to always go up by about 10%. Remember, things only get more expensive. They usually rarely ever get cheaper. So be sure that you're using a good estimate of your income and a good estimate of what those expenses are going to be for the year. And that's going to give us our net income, which is so important because that's what our taxes are going to be based on. But remember, be conservative. Step three is calculating a self employment tax. This is the one most people forget, that self employment tax. The self employment tax rate is currently at 15.3%, and it covers Social Security and Medicare. Remember, as a small business owner or freelancer or entrepreneur, you're covering both the employee and employer portion. Those that are W-2 wage earners usually only pay half of the 15.3%, and their employer picks up the other half of that 15.3% for Social Security and Medicaid. A rough estimate is to apply 92.35% of your net income and then times that again by 15.3%, which is your self employment tax. The 92.35% rule means that you only pay self employment taxes on 92.35% of your net business earnings. This adjustment is allowed because the IRS treats self employed individuals as both the employer and employee. So this actually gives you a deduction for the employer half of your employment self employment taxes. This alone can be worth several thousands of dollars depending on your income and can save you a lot of money if done correctly. Step four is your net income tax. Once you have your income tax, then you're going to estimate the income tax on top of that. A simple shortcut is to use 15 to 22% of the net income depending on your tax bracket. And their last and final step, step 5, is divide by 4. Add everything together and then divide it by 4. And that gives you your quarterly payment amounts. Here's some things that I recommend as a CPA. I would recommend setting aside 25 to 35% of every dollar you earn into a separate tax account. That way it's out of sight, out of mind, but you know that that's building just to pay your quarterly taxes. That way your taxes never feel like a surprise, and you can help you to avoid surprise tax bills. So, what's our bottom line? Quarterly taxes don't have to be stressful. They just need a system. Once you understand the formula, you're in control of your money instead of reacting to it. If this video helped, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more tax and business breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week to talk about dealing with late payments as a small business owner.